She awoke to the sound of hooves. Her hands were tied. The scent of earth and leather filled her senses. Who were these men, and why had they taken her? The night was cold, the wind carrying whispers of danger. She struggled against the ropes, her heart pounding. A deep voice cut through the darkness. "Don't bother, girl. There's no escape." She turned, her eyes locking onto the warrior sitting by the fire. His face was carved with shadows, his expression unreadable. Who was he, and why did he seem different from the others? Elena was the daughter of a merchant, raised in the heart of a bustling city. She had never known hardship, never felt true fear until now. The men who had taken her were warriors of the wild, outlaws feared across the land. They lived beyond the reach of kings, surviving in the untamed wilderness where the law had no meaning. Kota, their leader, was a man of few words. Scars lined his arms, a silent testament to battles fought and won. His people followed him without question, but there was something in his eyes, a flicker of something unreadable. And then there was the map, the one Elena's father had hidden, the one these men were willing to kill for. But they didn't know the truth. She was not just a merchant's daughter. She had secrets of her own. The moment that changed everything came suddenly. One night as the warriors rested, an ambush erupted from the trees. Arrows flew, swords clashed. Elena barely had time to react before a hand grabbed her wrist. Kota, without a word, he pulled her onto his horse, cutting through the chaos. He didn't let go, even as enemies fell around them. She didn't understand why he was protecting her, and neither did he. Days passed in the wilderness. Elena struggled to keep up, her soft city life useless in this brutal world. Kota was relentless, pushing her beyond her limits. "If you can't survive, you die out here," he told her. They clashed constantly, her stubbornness against his hardened will. But slowly, something shifted. One night, as they rested near a hidden spring, she caught him staring at her. "You don't belong here," he muttered. "Neither do you," she shot back. For the first time, he smiled, just a little. And for the first time, she wondered if there was more to him than just a ruthless warrior. Then the truth came crashing down. Elena had never been a victim. She had been carrying a secret, one that could change everything. She was never supposed to be taken. She had let herself be captured because the map, it wasn't just a map, it was a trap. And now Kota was caught in the middle of a war he never wanted to. A desperate choice, fight. Everything spiraled out of control. The assassins came for them, faster and deadlier than before. Kota fought like a demon, protecting Elena even when he had every reason to leave her behind. But she refused to run. The truth was out now. She had betrayed him first, and yet he still stood by her side. Their enemies closed in. There was only one way out. They had to make a choice. Together, the fortress loomed ahead, half buried in the mountains, its ancient stone walls whispering of forgotten secrets. This was it, the place where everything would end. Behind them, the assassins were closing in. They had lost men, but they would not stop, not until Elena was dead. Kota gripped his sword tighter. He would not let that happen. They reached the fortress doors, massive and weathered with time. Elena shoved against them, but they wouldn't budge. "No," she whispered, "not now." Kota turned, his face set in grim determination. "There's no more time." The assassins emerged from the trees, surrounding them in a deadly circle. The scarred leader stepped forward, eyes gleaming with triumph. "You've run far enough. Girl, give me the map." Elena clenched her fist. "This isn't just a map." The leader smirked. "I don't care. Hand it over, or your warrior dies first." Her heart pounded. She looked at Kota. He had risked everything for her, and now she had to do the same. She lifted the map high. "You want it. Come and take it." Before anyone could react, she tore it in half. The leader's face twisted in rage. "No." The assassins lunged. Kota moved like lightning, cutting through the first attacker. But there were too many. A blade slashed his arm, another grazed his side. Elena grabbed a fallen sword, barely deflecting a strike aimed at her heart. She wasn't a warrior, but she wouldn't go down without a fight. Kota saw her struggling, saw the terror in her eyes. He had to end this now. With a roar, he charged at the scarred leader. Their swords clashed, ringing in the cold air. The assassin was skilled, but Kota was faster. One brutal strike, and it was over. The leader fell, blood-staining the ancient ground. The remaining assassins hesitated. Without their leader, they had no orders. One by one, they vanished into the night. Silence fell. Elena dropped to her knees, her hands shaking. Kota turned to her, wounded but alive. He destroyed the map. She met his gaze. It was never about the treasure. A long pause. Then Kota gave a tired, lopsided smile. "You are the bravest fool I have ever met." Elena laughed, a breathless, exhausted sound. She didn't say it out loud, but she knew, so was he. And together, they had won. The night was quiet now, the echoes of battle fading into the wind. The fortress stood behind them, its ancient walls untouched by the bloodshed that had just unfolded. It was over. Elena sat on a fallen stone, her breath still uneven, her hands aching from the fight. She looked at Kota, who was wrapping a cloth around his wounded arm. "You should rest," he said softly. She shook her head. "And you should stop pretending you're not hurt." Kota chuckled, a deep, tired sound. "I've had worse." A silence settled between them, heavy with unspoken words. "What now?" "The assassins won't stop," Kota finally said. "Even without the map, they'll come looking for answers." Elena met his gaze. "Then we don't give them any." He frowned. "You mean, we leave?" She took a breath. Together, Kota studied her, something unreadable in his dark eyes. He had spent years fighting, years bound to duty and revenge. But now, for the first time, he saw another path. A life not built on blood, but on something else. Hope. He exhaled. "You have a plan." Elena smiled despite everything. "I always have a plan," Kota smirked, shaking his head. This woman, he didn't know where the road would take them or what dangers still lurked beyond the horizon. But as he looked at Elena, her fierce spirit, her unwavering courage, he knew one thing for certain. He wasn't walking away, and neither was she. As dawn broke over the ruins, they disappeared into the unknown. Together, a shadow still watches. But far away, in the depths of a hidden city, a figure sat in darkness, running his fingers over an identical map, one that had never been destroyed. He smiled. "They think it's over, but this is just the beginning."